Guys, I've been bullish during this whole rally, but right now I'm seeing some warning signals, and this is especially for the leverage traders. So I'm going to share in today's video some charts that are showing some warning signals that I think every single one of you should have a look at. Now guys, let's jump straight into it. And first of all, of course, when we just zoom out on the weekly time frame, if you are a long-term hodler, the price action just looks good, and this is something that I've been talking so much about it. Let's just follow the price action. Let's not make any assumptions of crazy black swans or whatever a lot of people were saying online, because all of these things have been proven to be not true. Because we have seen a nice low right here, 60-day cycle low. Early in the 60-day cycle, we often have a lot of strength, which we are seeing right now as well. We had a very big pump, like removing all the losses that were made over the past couple of months and breaking to new all-time highs. Well, if that's not a bullish price action, guys, I don't know what is. Then we go to the altcoins, and the altcoins are trading pretty high. They're trading at resistance, and I really hope that this one is going to break out in the next coming days and weeks ahead. However, we are experiencing some resistance at the resistance, so we are seeing some selling pressure coming in. But the most important chart that I want to talk with you guys in today's video is this chart. This is the stablecoin dominance chart, and we have a resistance that we broke out to the upside, and right now we are retesting that resistance, and so far it is a little bit scary. Why? Because we are testing that resistance. So far this level is holding. When we look at the momentum indicators, we can see that a bullish divergence is forming. Well, that is that the price forms a lower low, while the the momentum indicator in this case forms a higher low. This is probably better visible on the 4-hour time frame. Here you can see it a little bit better, maybe more like a double top formation, but here you can see already a lower low, and then these higher lows coming. So we really want this actually to be very shortly lived, because if this just breaks out to the upside with a lot of power, this is not something you want to see right now in this part of the cycle. Not a thing that makes it very much normal to get a reaction right here, guys. But especially in the shorter term time frame, there are many reasons right now to believe that we are getting some form of a correction, because if we check the Fibonacci retracement tool right here, we can also see that we are dipping right now with the stablecoin dominance in the golden area, the golden ratio. So this is normally one of the most important levels. And why is it so sketchy with this chart? Because this one broke actually out to the upside, created a new high. Even is it like millimeter, it did create a new high. This low was still lower than this low, so that is pretty interesting. But we don't want to see right here now a higher low and this thing breaking back above the previous highs. That would be a very horrible situation for crypto, and I don't want to spread a lot of fear. I just want to point these things out that I'm watching, because of course in the end nobody knows exactly what is going to happen, right? If we just look at the Bitcoin chart on a weekly time frame, it looks bullish, and I think many altcoins are setting up pretty good. But right now in the shorter term time frame, this has the potential to go at least up to get a breather before getting lower. And while this thing is going up, we are seeing a correction in Bitcoin, because when the stablecoin dominance is going up, then we are seeing the rest of the market where stablecoins could go in. We are seeing those prices coming down. Another important point, guys, is that we are on day 46 of the 60-day cycle, and we did basically exactly like I have been predicting, guys, because I've said in my previous videos, I've said literally this in a very nice scenario. Let me make the screen a little bit bigger right here. I said literally this: when everyone was screaming that Bitcoin is going to top here and that we are going to see a black swan, I actually said that yes, but it would be better and more bullish if we do something like this, where we just continue without these pullbacks, right? Because we don't really have seen pullbacks all along this way. We just continue to push higher from a late 60-day cycle high. Then we roll over to get a correction, and then it would be lovely, guys, to hold above these levels. Maybe a little bit of a wick to get some liquidations, right? But we should hold above these levels, and maybe it's even better to make like kind of like a zone zone out of this. So we do not want to see the following scenario where we, for example, like break down, then we come back up and then we get rejected again. If we see something like this, guys, it would be very wise, at least in a short-term time frame, to take profits at this specific moment. So the moment this thing turns into a downtrend and loses the previous all-time high, that is a very dangerous scenario. The reason is because we need to reclaim those levels first in order to become bullish. And if you want to play it very, very safe, you could, for example, put a strategy like this, where if we break down, retest that all-time high, get rejected, and then coming down, breaking below this low again, you could sell, take some profits on this move, and then re-enter once it breaks back above all-time high. So you make a small loss because you take profits right here and re-enter right here, but you get this is the opportunity cost for whether if this thing is going to go lower. You just paid a little bit to find out, and this is the trick with trading, guys. This is basically every move in trading is a opportunity cost, and this too. So I think and I hope that, but we should not trade on hope. This is a very important metric as well. In a bullish case, we want to remain above the previous all-time high. We want to come into that level and we want to be bought up. We really want to be bought up. Maybe we get a little bit of a wick below, but not too much, nothing too crazy in the next 60-day cycle low. Maybe that one happens early. If not, it happens in roughly 2 weeks. But yeah, if we decisively break below it, that means that this could be a liquidity grab and that we then going to come down. I don't think that's the case, because especially when you look at the price action right here, this is very bullish price action. Bitcoin just has been bought up. There hasn't been any corrections, and I still think, especially when you zoom out on this chart, if you go to the weekly time frame like we did early in this video, and you just look at this, of course we still need to close the weekly in a couple of days. This just looks very bullish. Multi-month consolidation, breaking out to the upside, new all-time highs. Especially the timing of this is very important. Late in the bull market. And I got a comment yesterday, guys. So actually, yeah, we got some community comment yesterday asking about the corrections in Bitcoin. And what I want to share with you quickly, something that you should take into consideration, is that the corrections to reach the climax in this last phase of the bull market, the duration of the corrections will be shorter. So we've seen that, for example, in 2017 as well. So we have rally, big correction, rally, correction. Okay, but this one is already shorter than this one. Bam, correction, 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 until the last correction is just one weekly candle and it just shoots up in a crazy manner. Guys, this is the mania phase. This is the phase where it will get so much attention. Everyone is busy with crypto. I've not yet seen that right now, so I'm still expecting that to come. Here we can see it as well. Rally, big correction, rally, correction, rally, correction, rally, correction, rally, correction, rally. The later we have the corrections, the shorter they are. So I'm expecting this right now as well. We have rally, correction, rally, correction, rally, correction. Now I'm expecting as well these rallies, the correction of these rallies, to have a shorter duration, to become more of a extreme market, and get these fireworks going on and get all this retail pulled in. And don't forget, guys, the whales need that too. So we have seen people like JP Morgan right now making statements like, yeah, I'm going to allow my clients to buy Bitcoin completely against my will. Oh, it's so sad for him, because he just wants to protect your right to buy Bitcoin. But guys, this is all a theater. This is all a game. They need exit liquidity. So therefore, it's well known that JP Morgan often screws over their own clients, right? With research papers and you name it. So they need exit liquidity. They will hype it up. This is actually a sign that it is early. So JP Morgan will tell their clients early to buy Bitcoin, right? So when you see it on television and when the plumber and barber is buying Bitcoin, that will be later than the clients of JP Morgan, right? But the JP Morgan clients are already late. They are definitely not the OGs going in crypto. So right now you can already start to feel the fear, but not the fear that crypto is going to crash, but the fear of missing out, the early stages of FOMO. We can see that in the markets with the situation, for example, with JP Morgan. So expect this to get more and more crazy. Expect the corrections to last shorter. And guys, one thing that I've learned from previous bull markets is don't bet on corrections if you do not see them. That is so important. Just don't assume, like when we have this uptrend already for weeks going on, don't just assume that we are going to go to 80k or something, because most likely it will not happen. Follow the trend. This is one of the most important things that we can do in finance, in investing, in trading. Always follow the trend. Determine the trend on the weekly, determine on the daily, determine on the 4 hourly. Where's the trend going, and follow that trend and trade based on the timeline. And a weekly time frame, guys, it cannot be more obvious. It is in a very clear uptrend, just breaking new all-time highs. And when you go on internet, people are doubting. There is a lot of pessimistic sentiment going around, and this is, you got to ask yourself why. Why are people talking about a third world war? They're talking about the recession while we are seeing this risk on asset making new all-time highs. That is because it's this part of the cycle. They are still in the emotional state right here. They are experiencing disbelief. They cannot believe that this is happening. That's exactly the same thing that happened right here. It's exactly the same thing that happened right here. People scream right here, no, it's over, it's going to crash, it's going to zero, and then bam, it's just taking off. And then at these last stages, all those bears, they capitulate, and they say, in these last stages, they say, okay, I'm finally going to buy because this thing is just going up forever. And then once they buy, did we enter bear market? We do the opposite right here. We enter here and then we are waiting that parabolic move. And when we are seeing that greedy sentiment, that is the moment that we want to scale down. But yeah, like I said, in the shorter term time frame, if we break below the previous all-time highs with this correction decisively, that is a warning signal. You might want to take some profits and pay for the opportunity cost to just see what happens. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. Drop that thumbs up if you like these videos, subscribe if you haven't, join the community down below. If you are interested in trading, guys, we have a partner exchange, a new one, BTCC, very interesting exchange and one of the biggest deposit bonuses available right now. That is a 10% deposit bonus on your first deposit, and that is pretty huge because other exchanges, they have, for example, a higher deposit bonus, but you need, for example, a certain amount of trading volume, you need way bigger deposits. But on BTCC, a high liquid exchange, you can basically get a 10% deposit bonus up to $10,000 US. So if you would, for example, deposit $5,000 US, you get a free $500 US to trade with. You not even have to use the $5,000 that you deposited yourself. That is the interesting thing. So you can actually open a free trade. But of course, this is for experienced traders because trading with leverage is very difficult. I would always recommend to use a low leverage, but first be profitable on the spot market. If you can trade profitably on spot market, then you can add on leverage, but start low because you are not only leveraging the capital, but you are also leveraging your own emotional state. So your feelings of emotions, they will be bigger when the feelings of emotions when you do not use leverage. So it can be a good practice as well, because the most important thing with investing and trading is to keep your emotions under control, to have complete control over that emotional state. Guys, if you are interested in that, make sure to join with the affiliate link down below to receive this bonus. Then I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today. And yeah, just a quick reminder, lately on Will Portal, we've been uploading a lot of articles if you want to read about that. For example, how to read the alt season index, how it is calculated, how you can trade stocks with crypto. A lot of things are basically on this website where you can learn from how to become a better trader. So check that out, guys. I wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.